go.
Nice crowd today.
It is a good crowd. It'll be another great episode.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. It's another Me and D production. This is Me and D standing on business.
Standing on business.
Standing on business, one of our new podcasts, and we have a special guest today. D, you want to introduce her?
Yeah, welcome to another installment of Standing on Business, where we talk entrepreneurship, hustle mentality, and work ethic of people who just want more than average. We have a very special guest on today, a good friend of mine. We go way back to CMO days. We actually worked at Lowe's together in the appliance department. But
wow.
but she knows my wife Ashley. They have a great relationship, and yeah, so we just stay connected, and we just want to have her on the show just to tell us a little bit about things that she got going on. Everyone, help me welcome our special guest, Myka.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, just introduce yourself to the audience and let them know what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So, as I said, my name's Myka. I go way back with Ashley and Dave. So, I actually worked with Ashley as well at Texas Roadhouse. So, yeah, I was a little bit of a job hopper back in my day. But once I graduated CMO, I got into the IT sales world and worked at one big corporation and then moved to the current company I'm at, where I was in IT financing or IT leasing. We always say leasing isn't sexy, but it's lucrative. So,
right.
Yeah. So I did 3 years there, but I just recently transitioned into an international business process analyst.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's fun. But on the side, I actually, about a year or maybe 2 years, closing on 2 years now, I opened up my own business. It's called Peachy and Beachy. It's a mobile spray tanning business. And that's been really exciting and really fun. It had a period of rapid growth with the seasons, which is to be expected. You're going to see fluctuations where people need spray tans and when they need to not have a spray tan.
Right.
So I'm guilty of sometimes spray tanning in the dead of winter. And people are like, did you just get back from the beach? I'm like, I wish. But
that would have been nice, right?
Right, for real.
Right. I guess I'm pretending over here in Missouri. But so yeah, Peachy and Beachy was opened for a couple different reasons. One of those being is while I made plenty of money at my current company, I wanted to make a little more money because I didn't want to have to think about my travels. I didn't want to have to think about budgeting. I just wanted to be able to put that money aside and then go without taking out of my main income. And that thought process led me to what has low barrier to entry and also has low overcost.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And with a little bit of research, I looked into spray tanning. And of course, I had to find something that fit my narrative, right? Or my motivation and my interest. And that's how I found spray tanning. I love people. I love talking. I love primarily I spray tan women. So I love talking to women and I love making women feel pretty for their special events or just because. And that's Peachy and Beachy was born.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Interesting.
That's fantastic.
What are some of the challenges that you have in terms of having a mobile business?
So a mobile business can be difficult because I find that sometimes people are weary about having me come into their house. They don't know me. And they just find my webpage and sure, I have some good reviews, but you are letting me in your house and sometimes around your children, and that can be nerve-wracking, right? Mm-hmm. And also, I do believe, just from observation, that at times, because I am mobile, perhaps people don't think I'm as professional as people who have a brick and mortar and are mobile, right?
Right.
There's just something about having your own space that's specifically for what you offer, right? But I kind of combat that with excellent customer service. And like I said, I'm always willing to talk. So I even call my clients sometimes and I just talk to them while I'm driving or while I'm walking around my house so that way they can get to know me.
That's pretty cool. Have you had an experience that made you apprehensive once you got into the person's home?
Yeah, well, I never made it into the person's home for the sole fact that my mom always said, if something in your gut feels wrong, do not go.
Oh yeah, get
Right.
out of there. Get out of
Yeah,
there.
so I
Or like she
I
said,
had
don't go.
Yeah,
she said,
don't go. Don't
you
go.
turn around. So I had this client and they had booked with me and I messaged them. I always message a client when they book me. And
Mhm.
that's mainly to feel them out, right? And that's okay. I'm a young woman going into your house. I should be able to feel you out.
Right.
So they didn't answer and they kept not answering. And then they finally confirmed their appointment, but they still wasn't responding. And I looked their name up on Facebook and on Google and I just wasn't finding anything. So then I pulled up to the apartment and I was getting my stuff out and something in my gut was like, you shouldn't go. So I put my stuff back up and got in my car and I just canceled the appointment and took the loss of the money. And what's
Hmm.
crazy is they never responded.
Yeah.
Really?
They weren't
So
Yeah.
they
mad
never
or
said,
anything.
why didn't you
Yeah,
show up?
yeah.
Or
No.
No,
Oh,
we
hey, I was
waited for
expecting
you
you.
for an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, that's a little.
nothing. Yeah, they never. Yeah, and it was in
You
an
made the right
apartment
call.
building. Yeah, so
You made the right call.
exactly. I was
Yeah,
like,
that makes me not want to go to that house.
Right. That's a
right, right. I still think about that sometimes. Like they know a little bit too much about me. So yeah,
Right.
that was definitely one of those times where I was like, man, I don't always love not knowing who I'm spray tanning. So a lot of my work now is by word of mouth,
okay.
Hmm.
just to help put up those boundaries, those barriers.
You said not having a brick and mortar actual location. One of the things how you combat that is great customer service. And I know you mentioned that most of your clients are women. What
Mhm.
do you think they value about what you do, the service that you provide?
I think there's a couple things they value, and I would be interested to hear it from them. So maybe I'll send out a survey one day. But
Right.
I think what they value is that I don't charge a lot of extra. My price is inclusive for my time, my
Mhm.
travel, and my product, but that includes all the extra ponytails, coverings, drying powder, pH balancing spray. I mean, everything. So I think that in today's economy, where a lot of people are struggling to do nice things for themselves, not only are they getting a good service because spray tan itself is it's good. You're not going to be orange
Mhm.
or blotchy. And
Right.
you're getting luxury service at a fair price that makes them feel important. And they are important. And I just believe in providing beauty services at a fair price and not, not overcharging, in my opinion. But another thing I think that they value is that I do a really good job at making people feel comfortable. I'm a big believer in if you've seen one, you've seen it all, if you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. So
Right.
I don't
Yep.
care how, undressed somebody wants to get. I never say anything. I work with all types of bodies and I don't make anyone feel ashamed or
Right.
embarrassed. And I
Hmm.
continue to talk or ask them questions. And I think that's why I get repeated bookings because it can be awkward getting undressed in front of people, but my goal is to make sure that they barely even notice it, that we're in and
Yeah.
out quick as possible.
Right.
No, that's good. No, that's
No,
good.
that's great.
Going back to what you were saying, just the examples of through college and you had different jobs and
Mhm.
just finding different ways to make money. And then after you graduate, you get a full time job. And then you still had the mindset of, hey, I want to build something else outside of my job. Where did that inspiration come from? Because I know you were saying, as far as you want to travel, you want to have money coming in that's not taken away from your primary income.
Mhm.
Was there examples of what did you always want to get into something on the side, or was you influenced by someone? Where did that mindset come from?
So I think that with the people I work with, I've learned that people diversify their incomes in a lot of different
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Right.
Mhm.
And a lot of these people I work with, they own restaurants or they're investors or they are
Right.
flipping houses. And I knew that I couldn't invest in a restaurant, nor did I want to. I was terrible at restaurant work. It was for me. Can't flip a house because I can't even hang a shelf in my own apartment. So I had to think, I want to make money
Right.
that makes itself. And it's not the same as investing. I know that, right? Because I'm doing labor. But
Mhm.
how can I continue to grow my income if my main job has a set income and a set raise and whatever, right? And then my sister was also an inspiration at this
Okay.
point because she's a really hard worker as well. And she's actually a nurse injector. She started mobile in her own house, but she now has a location at a brick and mortar. So
Oh,
super happy
nice.
for her.
No, that's great.
Right? Yeah. She's fantastic. But she always encouraged me. She was like, if you want more, you have to work for more. It's not
Right.
going to just come to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that's what really drove me to do it. I realized, yeah, I'm tired. but I could be tired with more money.
Right.
I could be tired in a Little Broke or tired in Costa Rica, where I'm headed
Man,
in February,
Mm,
right?
for
there you
Yeah,
real.
go.
That's great.
exactly. And my trip's paid for because I did a couple spray tans and then boom, things like that. So it was that drive. I always knew that I wanted to be more and make more than where I had come from. I just had to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to get there,
Right.
especially with
Right.
not just through corporate America.
No, that's real good. Yeah, go ahead, Pops.
What other services do you offer besides the tanning?
Currently, none at this point. There has been discussions between my sister and I about me getting into learning nails. I practice on myself. I'd have to
Okay.
go back and get not a degree for it, but like a certification. They take courses because you're
Yeah.
dealing with product. But I'm really interested in that. I've considered learning to do lash extensions, different different experiences that are still in the beauty industry.
Hmm.
But I haven't done any of that because truthfully, I'm just so busy right now that
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time to enroll in a course either for lash extensions or nails. But it is on the back burner, along with my other business ideas that float around my head occasionally.
No, that's good to offer just as many services as you can. But like you said, just it all has to
Right.
be right timing and
It
with a
does.
busy
And
schedule.
perfect the one. Make sure
Yeah,
that
and yeah, and master the
it's
one to
great
make sure.
before you
Right.
move to something else.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to be like a jack of all trades because then you can't perfect it. But if I can
Exactly.
hone in those skills on two or three, different services, then I really think I could grow a business well. And the end goal would
Right.
be to hire somebody to do it for me. I don't want to
Right.
work my
Mm,
whole life. I want to
Mm-hmm.
retire at 50. My financial advisor says
Yeah.
it's not possible yet, but that's yet. I'm only 27. So,
Yeah.
oh
um,
shoot. Yeah,
yeah, so I want to
you
grow and I want to hire people so that it does become essentially passive income. But I
mhm.
first have to get the client base to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's real good.
Go ahead. You had one son.
No, I was gonna say I was just gonna just bridge off what you were saying as far as how did you go about setting yourself up as far as getting a financial advisor for people who are in that little that murky space of they're working a full-time job, but they have money saved, but they don't really know what to do with it. Like, how did you go about learning how to get a financial advisor, associating yourself around the right people to know how to properly place your money into different things for people who just don't, because a lot of people are not taught about money. People don't
Yep.
really know how to set themselves up for the future because like you just said, you want to retire at 50. Well, that takes some planning, that takes
Yeah.
some
Some
strategic
discipline for
planning, some
sure.
discipline, setting goals for yourself.
Mhm.
How did that come about of knowing that you want to retire at 50, and how did you go about setting yourself up to do so?
Yeah. So, as I mentioned previously, I work for a finance company or a
Okay.
financing company.
Hmm.
I was very fortunate in the sense that I landed where I was, right?
Right.
I didn't come from a financially literate family. I'm a first
Right.
generation college student. So this was all new.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats,
Thank
congrats, of
you.
course.
Thank you. And my sister did go to school. She was a nurse, and most of my families are in the medical field. If they're CNAs or LPNs or
Hmm.
in, right, the cousins who did go to school. But I was first one who went into business degree, and this will all tie together. But I remember when I was majoring in business, I had family members who were like, "Oh, you're going to work at McDonald's. A business degree is worth nothing." And I remember my sister said to me, "You might work for McDonald's, but you won't work at a McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with working at a McDonald's." I worked at McDonald's at that time, and I
Yeah.
was like, "I
That's
can
where I
work here
started.
forever,"
My
That's what I'm
very
saying.
first job.
Starting from the
Yeah,
bottom.
so
Yeah,
I was like,
somewhere.
okay. In my brain, I went from really good work at McDonald's, and maybe I could work for corporate McDonald's. So, anyways, that idea grew, and I landed at this financing company. And in sales, you do a lot of shaking hands and rubbing elbows.
Hmm.
And I just happened to befriend the right people, and not like a shallow friendship. Like these are my true friends who we go
Hmm.
out for dinner, we celebrate holidays, we even go on vacations together.
Oh,
And some of them are finance majors, and these people have been in finance for a long time. And I started telling them, hey, I'm trying to do this. How could I do that? If I'm doing this, how could I do that? And they actually offered to sit down with me and they reviewed my income, the saving goals. We diagnosed where the bleeds were, which is eating out, by the way. I
right.
love to go to restaurants.
Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
And we
Especially if
had
it's a
to,
good meal.
Right.
I'm going to Hot Pot tonight. Can't even lie.
Ooh, okay, there you go. Go ahead,
Right?
treat yourself.
So one of the big things we had to switch was my mindset.
Okay.
I have what I call like a poverty mindset at times. It's not a bad thing, but I would be
Everyone
so
has, yeah.
scared to increase my 401k because I'm like, well, it's going to take more money out of my income.
Right.
But we're planning for the end goal, not just the current goal. So I invest in 12% into my 401k. We
Okay.
changed up what I was investing in, and then
Damn.
we made a monthly savings goal, right?
Nice.
So right now, some of my friends are like, "Oh, I would never invest 12 or 13%." And that's okay for them. But after talking to these finance people who make $1 million a year, I want to be them. So
Right.
that's where I ended up. And it was pure luck. I believe that life is 90% hard work, 10% luck. And I just
Mm-hmm.
ended up in the right place at the right time.
That's great. And just for what you said, it's a mindset
Mhm.
that for people who are listening, you pretty much just listen to the people who have fruit on the tree.
Yeah.
You're not listening to the people who don't have what you, if they don't have what you want, not to say you can't take advice from them, but the people who do have what you want, even
hmm
though it might be uncomfortable or something that's foreign to you,
hmm
well, they have the lifestyle that you want to live. They have the
hmm
money in the bank that you want to have. So if this is what they did, maybe I should just listen to what they do, and then I will have the same type of results, because success principles, they leave results, and
hmm
it's kind of like the same blueprint. Pretty much, if you just follow the game plan, you're gonna end up where they're at. So for people who are listening, don't listen to your friends and family that don't necessarily have what you want. Listen to the people who have the fruit on the tree, and the
That you
lifestyle that
aspire
you
to
want to lead,
be.
that you
Yeah.
aspire to be, because that
Hmm.
is doing that aggressively, investing. You have the end game in mind. You're not living for right now, and it's like you said, it's just switching up a few little habits.
hmm
Maybe I don't eat out as much. Maybe I don't go to every concert that
Right.
comes into town. Maybe I just delay gratification right now,
hmm
where when you are 50 years old, oh, you're traveling all over the world.
Right.
You're taking week vacations. You're doing all the things that you want to do, and you
hmm
don't have to worry about going to the job the next day. So, that's
Right.
good. That was great.
Or
Yeah.
hopefully your business is running itself
It's, yeah.
and you don't have to
Right.
be there. You don't
Yeah,
have
you
to
That,
gotta
physically
worry
yeah.
be
about
there.
it.
Geez,
What
that's
advice
the
would you
goal.
give someone that's considering starting a business? It doesn't have to be like yours, but just
Mhm.
in general, what would you say? What's the best course of action? Right?
I
Take
always
action,
say,
right?
yeah.
Right.
I always say start with research. I have a business degree with a marketing research focus. So before I started my business, I did a lot of research. What's going on in the business? What does it look like? Is it super saturated in my area? What are
Mhm.
people providing? I was going to people's Instagrams and I was seeing what they were providing, what they were charging, and it wasn't
Mhm.
undercutting them. I was just seeing what I could do as well, or what I could do
Comparing.
slightly different,
Mhm.
And
a
where
little
you can
better.
still be comfortable with what you
Right.
made. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right.
Hmm.
So I started with a strong research, TikToks, YouTube, just anything. I was talking to the finance friends I made in my company, doing SWOT analysis, and I was making sure that I understood that I was going to be going into debt to start the business. I went into about
Right.
$1,700 of debt. So I worked for free for a long time until I could pay myself back.
Right.
$50 increments at a time. That's how I paid myself back until it was paid off.
Right.
So I would tell them start with research. Also, one of the biggest pieces of advice I got from one of my best friends is I remember I told her, she built my entire website. She's phenomenal. I told her, I said, I'm really embarrassed that I'm going to make a post. And my friends or people I went to school with or knew in college, they're going to make fun of me for peddling my business. And once again, that's a little bit of poverty mindset, right? I don't know how to explain it, but and she said that if you spend your whole life worrying what people are thinking about you,
Mm.
you're never going to do anything.
Come on.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that
Come on
sat with
now.
me.
Come
Yes.
on
And I was
now.
like,
Now we
okay.
talking.
Yeah. And so I give that advice to people. Don't worry what people are saying about you. And don't worry about the people in high school who don't have what you want, who aren't
Mm.
doing what you're doing, because you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
Right.
Man, for
You
real.
know?
They don't have that same drive. Yeah.
So,
They don't have it. Yeah. They don't have that same drive. They make fun of me because I'm pushing my product. That's okay. When I'm counting my money at the end of the day or at the end of the year, I'm
mhm.
laughing too, just in a different way. I'm laughing on the beaches or wherever I'm at. So yeah,
There
do
you
your
go.
research. Don't jump into anything blind. I don't believe in that. Some people are different than me. But I
Mhm.
believe there's power in research, power in understanding your market, because there's not a market for everything, and you have to understand where you are, in my opinion.
Right.
And then frankly, just don't care what people say. And if you find your friends or your old classmates are making fun of you, surround yourself with different people. I surround myself
Exactly.
with people like Dave, like Ash, because they are business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they get it. We help each other out, and those are the people I want to be around.
Absolutely. So you're
Nice.
saying that people's opinions don't pay your bills? Is that what you
No,
say?
right. That's exactly
Oh,
it.
that's good. I'm saying if you can't catch anything, people just know that everyone has an opinion, but the people you need to listen to, they're gonna come into your life and they're gonna have the same mindset as you. So yeah,
Yes.
that's good. No, I like that.
And if you listen to people, you'll never move on to what you really want to do,
Exactly.
because there's
Right.
always someone trying to discourage you because
Yeah.
they're jealous. They don't have that
Because they want to
same,
do that.
they
They
want to
wish
do
they
Yeah.
had
that.
it.
And
Yeah.
if they know they can't do it or don't have the mindset to do it,
Mhm.
well, I sure don't want you to do it
I
because you're
sure
going to
don't want
make
you
me
to
look,
succeed.
yeah, you're going to make
Exactly.
me
Yeah.
look
Crabs in a
bad.
bucket. Crabs in a
Yep.
bucket.
Are there
Exactly.
any trends in the tanning industry or beauty services that you're excited about, or something you can
Yeah.
share that's coming down the pipe?
Yeah, I don't think it's hit Missouri much lately, and I'm looking to get trained into it, and it's called a Brazilian tape tan. This might not make much sense to you guys, but in Brazil, they
I'm
wear those
clueless.
tiny little bikinis on Copacabana
Right.
Beach. So this has come in the spray tanning industry, and I think it's going to start making its way into the Midwest, and I'm hoping to get on the bandwagon and be one of the
Right.
first to offer it, right? And
Absolutely.
it's where you put electrical tape essentially
Hmm.
that create these little bitty like triangles over the chest area, and then
Okay.
you do the little bitty triangle over the bottom area and just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of a string. It's super tiny, and the whole point of this is so that when they wear their actual bikinis, it
And
looks
get
like
those
they have
tan lines.
a tan line. Exactly.
Right.
Tan lines are
Oh,
Oh.
man.
in. They're
Okay.
so in. Mhm.
Tan lines are in. Okay, so the little bitty tan lines are in. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so that way, like when you wear
Because
like
it
a
looks like you really have a tan. Yeah.
Right. It
yeah,
adds
like,
the
oh, I was
authenticity.
wearing
Yeah.
this risque bikini, but now I'm around my family, I'm wearing this bigger bikini, but you can still see the little stripes, you know?
Mm.
So,
Okay.
Hmm.
yeah, so that's one thing I'm excited about. And tanning products are just getting better. So, a lot of them have a component in there. I can't think of a chemical name off the top of my head, but they make them sweat resistant, water resistant.
Oh, wow.
So, if you go to a spray tanning booth, they're going to say your tan's going to last 3 to 5 days. My tans are lasting, 7 to 10 days with proper aftercare. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Nice.
that's a long time with a fake tan because the tan only adheres to the top layer of the skin.
Right.
Right.
So, as you shed your skin, your tan will shed. But yeah, our new products are penetrating deeper, they're lasting longer. And with this Missouri heat, this Missouri humidity, I see my tans lasting girls a long time. They're not rubbing off, they're not sweating off in the heat. So, I'm really
That's
excited
great.
to see where the tanning industry goes and continues to grow with the products.
Yeah, and I can contest to the great tanning. My wife Ash, she's a frequent customer of Myka, and she gets it right. Tans last great. She loves them. She's also
Mhm.
done Ash's friends
Mhm.
well, and a lot of her clients and stuff like that are yeah. So if you need a tan, I'm telling you, this is your girl. This is your
Thank
woman.
you.
Go to Peachy and Beachy. Like she does
Mhm.
great work. The tans last. It don't make you look all blotchy. Don't you ain't gonna look like Donald Trump all blotchy,
Nope.
Cheeto-y. It's gonna look
Nope.
natural, sun kissed tan, great. And that's because she invests in her business with great
Mhm.
products, great service. It's the real deal stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to contest to that because my wife, she loves it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
Ash is my biggest supporter, and she's great. She'll try all my new product because as product comes out, I have to try it on somebody.
Hmm.
And Ashley will just let me spray her, and it's mainly a hit, right? Every now and then we might get a color that's not too great on her, and she'll tell me, "Oh, we can't do that one," and that's fine. But she has one of those skin tones where she's easier to mess up. So if I can perfect it on her, I can perfect it on anybody.
Man, I'm
She's
telling you.
great. She's a
There you
good
go.
sport.
Hmm.
How do you stay compliant with health and safety regulations?
Yeah, so health and safety regulation really comes down to cleaning your equipment and sanitizing your equipment. So after every customer, they've probably seen me wipe my equipment down with a baby wipe, my brushes, and then I'll spray alcohol onto them to disinfect them. That's if I'm
Hmm.
going rapidly between
Hmm.
customers.
Right.
I typically have 6 to 8 sets of brushes, so you're not going to see me double using a brush in one session, but it happens when I'm doing cheer teams or bridal parties. So that's how I
Hmm.
stay compliant there. Well, when I get home, I actually wipe down my whole tint. I wipe it down and I wash it and then I disinfect it. And then I do that for all my brushes and all my equipment and I soak them in alcohol. So that's how I'm staying compliant on my end. And another way is when they step into the tent, I always have them step on towels, but they have these things we call sticky feet on there. That's also to protect the bottom of their feet, but it helps us not walking barefoot everywhere. We know from
Right.
watercraft, for example, that's just not the cleanest thing. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I can walk barefoot in my own home. So yeah, that's how I'm staying pretty compliant. And then there is some compliancy with health when it comes to spray tanning men, but that's a whole nother conversation. They just have to have bottoms on for health reasons. And I make sure that happens when that has to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good deal. You sprung another question. Tell me the equipment that you use for a tanning event.
Yeah, so for a mobile session, we're going to have my spray tanning tent. She
Mhm.
folds up in a circle. It's actually in the closet behind me, but she folds up in a circle and then I can pull her out and she pops up and she's an extra large. She's cute. She's got a clear top. She can come in. And then I use my spray tanning. It's a machine. The best way to explain it is like an air compressor almost. It
Okay.
has a
Yep.
Mhm.
machine. You press the on button. It's got a tube. And then at the end is like a gun. And if you're familiar with spray painting,
That's
it's
what I was
like a
gonna say, like
small
spray
spray
Yeah.
painting.
Yep.
painting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I use that. Those things are surprisingly expensive. They go for, well, mine is on the lower end. Mine's only $800 to $900 actually. But the ones I'm looking to invest in are about
Dang.
$1,500. And they're heated. That's why I want.
Yo,
Ashley
that's
screams
crazy.
every time I spray tan her, especially in the winter. She screams, so I know she'll love if I get a heated spray tan gun. So that's the two main things. But then I have my carry-all, which has my drying powder, my pH balancing spray, my hydrating spray. It has
Nice.
all my brushes, powder brushes, blending brushes. It has top and bottom coverings, hair nets, ponytails, tanning stickers, sticky feet, baby wipes.
Nice.
And cream for your hands to block out any spray tan getting on them, and lotion for
Okay.
the ends. So yeah, that's it's not a lot.
But that's a
You
full ensemble.
That
That's
sounds
like
like quite a bit though.
that's what I'm saying. That's everything that you're gonna need to have a
yeah,
Mhm.
great functional mobile business. That's real good.
You ever
yeah.
got somewhere and realized you forgot one of those items?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I drove. I can't remember where I was driving to, but my sister. I was going to spray tan her, and these guns that cost so much money. They come with one tube that connects to the bottom that draws the fluid up out of the spray tanning cup. And I got there to spray tan her for one of her conventions, and the tube wasn't there. And I was like,
Oh
no way.
man.
Now, luckily, it was my sister. But in that moment, I was like, what if I do this with a client?
Right.
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 So I made my dad go to the parts store with me, and we ended up getting these little tubes that work. They're not the ones that come with the spray tanning gun because you have to buy those off a special website, and I couldn't find them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're the same thing. So now I have multiple, so won't happen
Good for
again.
you.
But yeah, you live and you learn. It was a little
Yeah, that's
embarrassing.
just yeah. You
Yeah.
turn a L into a lesson, and now you got multiple. And if something happens, I always got backups.
Yes, and
That's
I
good.
always carry multiple bottles of solution with me, a
Okay.
rapid, a universal solution, and then I would consider like a darker solution. That way, if I have to mix and blend to get a custom color, I can, or if they need to rinse earlier, I can, because I did one time, didn't realize I was spray tanning this dancer who needed to rinse in time. So I sprayed her in
Okay.
an overnight solution and she had to dance in it. That's not the best bet. You end up just sweating it
Right.
off. So,
Mm-hmm.
no, yeah.
Can't
Absolutely.
avoid
Worst
that
You
things
one.
that
can't
can
avoid that.
happen.
Yeah, you can only can control what you can control. And then I only have a few more things. We talked a little bit about your goals. Are you a big goal setter? Do you write things down? Do you just do like mental notes? Like,
Mhm.
and with that, do you have any goals for 2026 that you can share with us that you want to see? Just either just with yourself. It doesn't have to be necessarily like with business or anything that you were wanting to achieve yourself. Can you shed some light on just kind of goal setting and what are some of your goals that you want to achieve in 2026?
Absolutely. So one of my professional goals for Peachy and Beachy specifically is a $5,000 year. This
Great.
year I saw a $2,000 year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that
Nice.
was my goal, right? So next year I would like to see a $5,000 a year gross income.
Right.
So we'll see. I think that we're going to be on par with that. I am
Mm-hmm.
diversifying
Absolutely.
my business a little bit. I mentioned today that I've been a little busy, so I had to shutter my doors a little bit. I just
Right.
didn't have the time to go out. So I'm transitioning my business. I'm looking to really only do wedding parties and cheer
Okay.
teams.
Yeah,
That way,
okay.
when I go, it's multiple people at once, and then we can leave.
Mhm.
But I'm not leaving my house and working from 5 to 10 p.m., driving all over the city of St. Louis and the
Right.
counties. So that's going to be changing for me. Then one of my two big goals for my
Okay.
business. And then personally, I have decided that I would like to start seeing the seven wonders of the world, like Machu
Okay.
Picchu, China,
Mm-hmm.
Great Wall of China. So I'm currently working on
Nice.
planning a trip for 2026 to go see Christ the Redeemer in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so hopefully I
Okay,
can make
okay.
that happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Hey, you can
that's
get some
the goal.
Brazilian tips while you're down there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Get them.
That's what I'm saying. That's
That's
what
what,
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
that's a
A little
business
work
trip.
with a little
Right.
pleasure, right?
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm a big believer it's only up from where you are as long as you continue to work
Absolutely.
for it.
That's
Absolutely.
great. Great mindset. My last thing is tell people where they can find you. Give us
Yep.
all your socials, where they can reach out to you
Yeah.
and learn more about what you offer.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram. It's at peachyandbeachy_STL. You can find me there. Feel free to DM me. I'm also on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. And so Peachy and Beachy, you can find me there. Feel free to message me there. And I also have a Google page with a few reviews. So if you just Google Peachy and Beachy Spray Tan St. Louis, I'm going to pop up. I'm located in
Okay.
Valley Park, Missouri. And my number's even on there. So give me a call or shoot me a text message. I'm happy to talk to you. Even if you just have questions and aren't ready to commit to a spray tan, no problem. So I look forward to hearing from everyone and answering all the questions. And yeah.
That's
That's
great.
great. Yeah, that's fantastic.
We really appreciate you joining us. You will
Yeah.
be our second installment in this new podcast that we've started. And I don't believe in luck, but much success
Thank
to
Absolutely.
you is how
Yeah.
I
you.
want to
Yeah. Future
phrase that.
success to you.
Yes.
Yep.
And anything that we can do to help along the way, we will most definitely do that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. I hope to do a follow-up one day when, it's running itself and,
Oh
we can
yeah.
look back,
Sure.
throw in some
Absolutely.
clips or
For
something. Yeah,
sure.
That'd be
that would
great.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. I've
All right. Well,
enjoyed
thank you
being with you
so
guys. It's
much.
been fun. Thank you.
No, we thank you
Same
for
here.
thank you for carving out some time, and we appreciate you coming on. And I think it's gonna be a good episode for women who are inspiring to start a business and who want to do something more outside of their jobs, and just inspire all people who just want to do something outside of their
Exactly.
jobs.
Absolutely.
But I think it's just a great representation of where you started and where you're going, and it's fantastic that we had you on the show. But yeah, we much appreciate it, and yeah, we're looking forward to future interviews when once you're traveling around the world and
Yes,
PTNBC is running itself. We would love
She's
to
hit
have you
6
on.
out of those 7 places
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm
that's
she
saying.
wanted
right.
to visit.
We got to
That's
talk
right.
about how your experiences were, so we can let people know that hey, there's more to life than just where you're at, and so
Absolutely.
it's great.
There is. Yeah, thank you
That's
guys.
outstanding. No problem.